VarietyTrainer.com. Today I got a special guest, DeMayo, the head strength conditioning coach from Richmond University's here with his basketball program. We actually play them tonight, so I was like, I'm going to steal them for a little bit and maybe do a little guest interview with them for you guys. And yeah, so Jay, welcome.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Why don't you give them a little background about yourself?
I did my undergrad at SUNY Cortland, then I went and interned at Binghamton under Brian McGovern, went to Indiana State to do my post-grad work under a guy named Kip Hittrick, who I think is a guy that a lot of people should know who he is, but he's not into the marketing aspect of everything. And then got hired by Darren Thomas at the University of Richmond. Have been there ever since. We run a website now with our seminar.
Yeah, let us know what's the website.
Cheap Pop, www.cvasps.com. That's for Central Virginia Sport Performance Seminar.
And I'll make sure that link is on the website.
Appreciate it, buddy. And we run a yearly seminar. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Doing all that. Which is an interesting expedition, getting to that side of things and away from the gym and the court and the kids. It's fun, man.
It's an everlasting project.
Getting
information out there. Well, Jay, with VarietyTrainer.com and what I do with my website, I know you're familiar with it. Predominantly followers on my site are coaches and athletes. So what would you recommend, or what advice would you give like a high school coach who has a weight room facility but really doesn't have a strength conditioning coach per se, but really understands the importance of a strength conditioning background and for injury prevention and other purposes for athletic enhancement and stuff? What would you recommend them, how would you recommend them attacking their program, if you will, or starting it for their kids?
I think the KISS principle is beyond the most important realm when it's dealing with a young kid. I also work with Nova Aquatics, which is a swim club out of Richmond, where we deal with a lot of high school kids. Now, the aquatic athlete is completely different to any land mammal out there, as you can attest when it comes to daily living. The subculture is so different, but walking is sometimes difficult for a swimmer, period, because they spend so much time here. Mm-hmm. Keep it simple. Do not look at being crazy. There's a great series that you had on lunges. That exercise in itself, we have so many kids that come in. Now, granted, basketball players are kind of the other end of the spectrum, being so tall and lanky and yada, yada, yada. But so many kids can't perform a lunge. Can they perform a proper bodyweight squat? Push-ups, pull-ups, inverted rows, things like that. And get into different, like walking through your gym, there's 100 different handles that you can do inverted rows from or pull-ups from. That's the kind of stuff these young kids need. Almost, I hate to say it, but almost like playing in the weight room. Can you use kind of the jungle Jimmy atmosphere to do that stuff? And then if you want to change things up, I think being able to utilize whatever you have your hands on, and you can talk about that to the extreme. You and Jed do a great job telling people about how you may not have the money in a high school budget to buy a dragging sled, but the tire sleds you have are freaking awesome. These kids, if you're telling me a high school kid can't take a sled, whether it be a tire sled or an elite fitness sled or a prowler or whatever it is, and pull the thing in the parking lot, then you know what I mean? Then you're wasting the time with the kid.
I think these are great points. One of the other points I think I see with my incoming freshmen a lot of times, and it's to no fault of high school coaches necessarily, that a lot of times they're just shoved in underneath the bar and racks and bench, squat, and clean.
Oh, yeah.
And those are great lifts and everything, but a lot of times they're just told, forced to get in there before they're really even taught how to do a proper squat, body weight wise, versus putting themselves underneath the bar.
Without a doubt.
And then just get more weight on, and a lot of times, and I know you find this, you have to recorrect everything once they get to college.
Oh, yeah.
So going back to what you were saying about just getting the basics down, doing simpler movements, and getting them done right, I think is vitally important.
Oh, without a doubt. And you see so many people that want to worry about, little Johnny's core strength or Jenny's this and that. No, just if they can do a push-up, an inverted row, a pull-up, a dip, they know how to do a proper body weight squat and a proper lunge. If I got that kid, I'd be the happiest coach in the country. I can work with this. I can get right into training this kid because they've shown that they have just I don't know if it's coordination or the skill or whatever it may be, but it'll allow them to be successful later on. That's why I wrote that series from One Result, the Back to the Basics, because you'd be amazed how many 18-year-old kids come into a college program and can't do a push-up. Push-up. I mean,
I see it all the time.
An 18-year-old man, can't put his arms here, touch his chest to the ground, and push himself away.
Without dipping the hips or
without just collapsing and then all of a sudden it's like Pikes Peak into whatever. I mean, it's awful, and it's like, we could get into a discussion all day about how sedentary the population is and text message and PlayStation 3, which is awesome, by the way. My roommate has one and I play it, I'm not going to lie, but they don't get up, and I think though that, with those things, you can only do that for so long, you know what I mean? Like a kid can only work on how to do a push-up or a squat or a pull-up for so long, and I think that's where, especially with younger kids, like the stuff that you guys have on the website is so awesome, you can take one of those tire sleds outside in the summer and you can do 35 minutes worth of stuff and not do the same thing for 2 minutes. You could have 17, 18, 19, 20 different movements where the kids won't get bored. And you want to talk about training transfer, you can get into pulling, pushing, dragging, upper body exercises, moving left to right, moving at angles, things like that. And is it going to be sport specific, as so many people want to throw these kids into it, 12, 13, 14? Probably not, but it's going to be life specific, which is even more important.
Yeah, I think these are phenomenal points that Jay's bringing out. You guys know that I've spoken many times about similar things. Let's relate some of this to like the high school athlete, which I know I have a lot of high school athletes that follow my website and come to my website for a lot of information. One of the big things that I know you do, and I know I do in the college setting, is we do total body workouts. And I think a lot of times high school kids particularly get these muscle and fitness magazines, which I like to call muscle and fiction, and they get the bodybuilding type programs on there, the split routines, the upper body, the lower body, or the overload on the chest and things. What do you think about, then we have let's say we have a high school student athlete who's dedicated. They really want to be the athlete. They want to get in the weight room, but there's no one there. There's no strength coach, no coaches really that are giving them a program. What do you think they should do or focus on? And I know we're kind of relating this to what we already were saying, but getting started in the weight room when they have no supervision whatsoever.
Body weight, body weight, body weight, body weight.
Learn body weight stuff. Yeah. Learn how to do simple things like just the general pull-up.
Yeah, and you got to find somebody, I know you said that there's no supervision, but you got to find somebody that has a clue. We both started in this, I'm assuming, because someone took us by the hand and was like, no, it's like this. This is how you train in a weight room. This is what you do. Someone at some point in your career, in your weightlifting career, came to you and said, this is the right way to do it. This is how you squat. You feel that this is why you get bit by this bug. Reach out, and that's something that I think kids don't understand is most people in a gym, there's really no other way to say it, they're not assholes. They're not going to look at some kid who wants help and say, get out of here.
Right.
If you go to someone that you see doing something that you don't understand, or you see them squatting a massive amount of weight, those are the people that are going to say, oh, you want help? For the most part. Now, don't lump everybody in it. For the most part, those are the people that are going to be like, yeah, man, come on over. Let me take a look. You know, those are people that are going to be able to help you. But if you're too shy, if you're too timid, you don't want to be like that guy that goes up, bodyweight stuff. I mean, it's, you know, I love lifting weights. My guys lift weights. The women I work with lift weights. You don't play sports with weights. If all you can do is bodyweight squats and squat jumps, lunges and split jumps, push-ups, pull-ups, dips, inverted rows, run sprints, run hills, run change of direction stuff, you're going to get better. You know, because you weren't doing that before. Like, there's going to be a carryover to the other things. I guess the other thing I would say is, you know, what I tell my kids all the time is be smarter than dumb. And I know that probably sounds weird, but if you see somebody doing something in a weight room, or you're asked to do something, or shown to do something, and it doesn't look right, like, most people can figure out, you know, what a squat really should look like. You know, most people can figure out that if you're going to do something that involves hip flexion and extension, you probably shouldn't have your nose touch your belly button. You know, if it looks wrong and it looks like a bad idea, use your common sense. You can figure that out. You know, a lot of people, like with nutrition, it's kind of the same thing where there's a lot of like fake confusion. It's like, oh, I thought a potato was a vegetable. Really? No, you didn't. You're lying. You know, it's like things like that. Like most people know the right answer, but they don't want to give it because it's not the answer they want it to be.
Or it's not what they want to hear.
Right, yeah. But they know. You know, it's like, how do I lose weight? Well, stop eating like crap and start running.
Set the cookies away.
Yeah. Do the push-ups in the gym and the push-up at the table, you know. Push yourself up and get away.
Right,
but
right.
They don't want to hear it because it's not the easy way out.
Right, well, there is no easy way when you want results.
Yes, well, as Rocky said, there's no easy way out.
And hence that's the reason why we have jobs.
Yeah.
Because we're the guys that will push our athletes to make sure they're getting what they need to get done and give them the right knowledge and information along the way.
Yeah.
So hopefully they learn some lifelong lessons when they graduate and they continue to train and do things what we do.
No doubt. You know, and hopefully they understand how much, you know, care you put into it and how much effort goes into it, and you know they want to pass it on, you know, and they want to help somebody else get better.
And I know you do a lot of that. You post a lot. You provide a lot of articles and a lot of information, which, you know, I'm going to talk to you about maybe stealing some of his stuff, maybe get some of his posts. We'll put them on the website. Get this information out there. It's kind of the reason why I have my website. It's a free website. It's free information, but we do it because we care. We do it because we want to get that information out so that you have the correct knowledge and correct things to utilize to help yourselves get better and stay healthy and things.
Without a doubt.
So, well, Jay, thanks a lot. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate your time.
Hey, man.
It's a pleasure. I'm going to get a lot of Jay's information out here on our website. I'll get his website information, and you know, like I said, I'll steal some posts from him, and we'll get them up on the site too, guys. I hope that helps out a lot. And this is Jay DeMayo from Richmond University. Jay, who's going to win tonight, Bucknell or Richmond?
Whoever scores more.
Oh, that's a good answer. And either way, we're still going to be friends.
Yeah.
And Jay does a great stuff. He does a lot of presenting. He's always at Juniata Strength Conditioning Conference. It's in central Pennsylvania. It's usually held every June. I also presented that, and it's a great conference. So if you get an opportunity to see Jay speak, I highly recommend it. And thanks a lot. Thanks again, man. Jay. Thanks, guys. Hope that helps. It's Jerry Schreck from VarietyTrainer.com.
Sweet, dude.